bunch of times. Another drink and I'll go anywhere. The way you smile, like a flash in the universe. You are illuminating. I don't really care about the people in the bar line. I don't really mind all the woo girls doing stage dives. I don't care at all, baby. You got my attention. So you were saying, I don't see the logic of things. It's quite a lonely world that we're living in. Oh, baby, you are something special, I'm sure. Everything makes total sense when you're next to me.
Hi, everybody. Happy Monday to you. How is everybody feeling today? I feel fabulous. I am really excited to share how the weekend went. But before I go too far, in case it's your first time checking out this live stream or the replay, my name is Lynn Clementi Hicks. And here on this channel, I share our kind of everything that's going on, but a lot of that has to do with us trying to grow our family. We've been dealing with infertility for almost 3 years. We're at what? It's October, almost the end of October. So yeah, almost it's 2 years and 10 months. So hello to you. Thanks for checking in, and hello to all my friends that are here with me every week to hear updates on what's going on. Let's jump in, say hello to a few people who are already here. Hello, Sammy. Great to see you. Thank you so much for saying hi. Amy, great to see you as usual. My parents are watching, so supportive. Always love that so much. And Dad, I can't wait to share with you. I shared a little bit with Mom today. I was just too excited, so she got a little bit of a spoiler. Hello, Marcus, watching from Switzerland. Marcus, I'm so excited. My schedule is going to finally free up a little bit so I can catch out some more of your live streams. I'm so excited. And hello, Mom. Thanks for being a separate viewer from Dad, even though I'm sure you guys are sitting next to each other. It's adorable. I love you guys so much. And Santana, hello. Thanks for tuning in today. I appreciate you being here. Okay, so as many of you guys know, this weekend that just passed. Oh, and my wonderful sister is here too, so that's wonderful. The soccer game. My sister's coaching a middle school boys team, and she said that game got rescheduled, so she's able to tune in live today. So always appreciate the support of my family, and I can't wait to be that supportive family for my kids someday. And I'm always I just love the love. So this weekend that just passed, yesterday and the day before. Oh my God. Longest weekend ever. It was a lot of lead time getting to that weekend. On Saturday, Bert and I were invited many months ago to be bingo hosts for our friend Gigi and the organization that she is part of. And we'll get into that in a second. And then yesterday with my full-time job, we hosted Bloody Mary Fest, which we were in Milwaukee for Saturday. And that was a nighttime event and needed to drive all the way back to Chicago so that I could be on site yesterday morning at 5 a.m. I'm not joking, you guys. I did it. I was actually the first one there. I am so proud of myself for making it through and being on time and just, I did it. It's a great feeling. And not only did I do it, but everything turned out amazing, at least from my perspective. I mean, there were a few things I was stressing about the entire time, like little details that, the people attending these events, they'll never know those tiny little things that did or didn't happen because they're looking at the overall experience. And the overall experience for both events was awesome. So, heck yeah. So Spark, I know I owe you a few things. Thanks for saying hi. I think that I'm going to take this as I love you because I don't know. That's what I was taught when I was a kid. But I know that this is also like, yeah, rock on, like awesome. And Bert is saying rock star. But honestly, huge, ginormous shout out to Bert. He was co-hosting with me on Saturday night and did an amazing job. I was so proud of him. So we did bingo, and then there was one section where we hosted Family Feud, and he stepped up as the host, and it was just so cool to see his character come out and his showmanship, and it was just really awesome. And I also have to shout out to him because he was so supportive of me and the intense weekend that I had and all the weeks leading up to those events with all the planning we had to do. He did all the laundry yesterday. He had a very fancy dinner for me to celebrate the long weekend when I got home yesterday. So shout out to Bert. Huge shout out to Bert. Way to go, babe. I love you so much. Now, speaking of Bert, he informed me today that he's not feeling so hot. So I don't think it's the cold that I have, which is finally over. Thank goodness. That lasted 2 full weeks. It was over just in time for the events, but I guess those events knocked Bert out. So he is fighting hard not to let, it sounds like a cold set in, but if it was anything like my cold, there's nothing you can do to get out of it. But we're going to make sure we take good care of Bert. So I'll kind of recap this weekend's events, but also to give you an update on what we've been leading up to that I've been touching on. Our newest, I guess, with building our family is we're kind of exploring this whole fostering avenue of expanding our family. There's a foster community program right about 5-minute drive from us, and they always have a sign outside that call, for volunteer opportunities. We're always looking for foster parents and stuff. So we did that call. We did the emails, and we are booked. We are going to be hanging out with these kids on this Saturday. And of course, what are we doing with them? We're playing bingo. And I couldn't be more excited. I am scared and excited at the same time. And we are going to be checking out the facility so we know what's coming up on Saturday. We're going to be going, there hopefully tomorrow to take a look around to find out more about the kids and make sure that I don't know how much preparation we can do for this. And we already know how to run bingo. That's not something we have to prepare for. We're ready for that. And I have to say thank you to the people that we just did the event for on Saturday, because they let us keep all the ink daubers and the extra bingo cards so that we can use them when we do our volunteering with the foster kids. So thank you to Gigi and LCFS. Whenever it's 4 letters, I always have to be like, which 4 letters are they? I can't remember. LCFS. So thank you. So speaking of them, LCFS. Okay, the title of today's, and the theme of today's live stream is how sharing your story, what did I call it? Ooh, now I don't remember. How sharing your story can help someone else. I saw this on my feed this morning going through social media, and someone else had posted this, and it was a really nice reminder. And I'm paraphrasing here. I can't remember. It was very eloquently said, and I'm probably going to botch it. But it was along the lines of your struggle today. When you tell the story of your struggles today, it's going to help somebody else in the future. And that couldn't be more true. And here's exactly what happened on Saturday. So this is the organization we did the bingo for. There was about 130 people in this room. A lot of sponsors, a lot of people that are there to make donations. And one of the speakers that they had come up was one of the mothers that they had counseled to give up. She was looking, she was pregnant, and she knew that she wouldn't be able to support this baby. And she told her story of how she went, used this. The organization had helped her go through that whole process. It is not an easy process to give up a baby that you're carrying for 9 months. And, I don't know that we give enough appreciation to mothers who choose to give up their babies for adoption. God, that has to be so hard. But when you are paired with the right organization that can help you through that process, it can be extremely rewarding. So this woman spoke of her experience and how she was able to meet the parents that, she was helping them complete their family. It was a very moving story, and it was incredible. She was there the whole night, and it was just really cool to be in the room and hear the story from her directly. And then what happened is, before Bert and I started our next round of bingo, after this woman spoke, I said, I have to take a moment here and just share that appreciation for, her name was Abigail. And I told this entire room that Bert and I have been dealing with infertility for almost 3 years, and that we've gone through IVF. I told this entire room. I told them how, it's been a struggle for us, but because of women like Abigail, it helps couples like us who are trying to start our family make it possible. And it was that simple. Like, that was my message. And I thanked her. I thanked her from the bottom of my heart in front of all these people. And I found out that after the event, someone was so moved by hearing us say that and hearing that other woman tell her story. She made a $500 donation just based on that. She said she was tearing up. And I'm just like, it's incredible how, sharing our story and bringing the, if you're not experiencing it, I don't know that you hear these stories and understand the complexity of it and how emotionally tough it is. And it got a donation, and it was really cool. She donated $500 because she was so moved by this story. And that's just one example. You guys watching here know, and so many people watch here that never comment or say anything, but they watch because they're hearing our story and it's helping them through their own. It makes them feel less alone. So I hope that the takeaway from this, from our experience on Saturday, and also just this channel in general and us all collectively sharing our experiences here, is just a reminder to, if you have the strength to share your story, it's probably going to help somebody else, especially if it's something that they're struggling with too. But there's a lot of parallels that can be made just from different stories, and hearing other people struggling and how they overcame can be inspiring for someone else in a completely different journey. And if that's not paraphrasing, you know what this entire channel is about, I don't know what is. So I just thought today would be a fantastic day to remind everybody that's watching to just keep on sharing your biggest life experiences, and it just makes everybody else's life that much better. So thank you, Dad, for cheering us on here. I'm glad you like the story. And I will just say, just in general, like, gosh, guys, it was so exciting to be hosting bingo in real life. This whole live stream all started because Bert and I were hosting bingo virtually on Zoom. And if we hadn't started doing that on Zoom, if I hadn't been coaching through Zoom during the pandemic, this channel wouldn't exist. That bingo session wouldn't have existed on Saturday. It's like, sometimes you just got to ride the wave and see where it takes you, right? And it's really tough sometimes. Things feel like, resistance is such a natural reaction to so many things that are new, things that are different, that we often just don't do it. We just say, I'm comfortable where I am. I'm going to stay right here because the normal is comfortable. So sometimes you got to poke holes in the normal. Amy, thanks so much for sending the heart. I love that. Okay, let's keep a little bit more love going. I am. Bert doesn't like this, but we have this cat living under our porch that I have, I don't know, I kind of like it a lot. It's really cute, and I've been feeding it and giving it water. I don't know if I can continue to get, more and more cat food for this cat that isn't really ours. I don't know. I was thinking about, I'm like, maybe we all can collectively have this cat. And I was thinking maybe we'll set up like a buy me a coffee if you want to like contribute $1 or $2 to taking care of the cat. I don't know. Let me know. Is that something you guys would do? Would you help me raise my porch court? Porch cat. I said porch court. That was a slip because some friends and I have our own little. This just took a hard left turn that I wasn't expecting. It was a slip, but I have to explain myself. When we have our friends Molly and Jake, whenever we have a disagreement within our couples, if Bert and I don't agree on something, or if Molly and Jake don't agree on something, we have something called porch court, where we all go out on the porch, have a few beers, we hear each other's, both sides of the story, and then we all work together to figure out who is right or wrong. It's a lot of fun. So that's porch court. It's something I encourage you to do with your friends and family if you don't already have those kinds of debates. It's a lot of fun. But anyway, let me know in the comments. Would you help me? If you're like, Lynn, we're not going to give you money for your cat, that's fine too. You can tell me. I'm just curious. Would there be some sort of like collective, can we have a channel cat, a mascot, if you will. Let me know if that'd be something you would be encouraging for me to have. And I'll give you small updates on the porch cat from time to time. So, well, I kind of crammed in a lot there. Let's talk a little bit about yesterday. I had to be on site at 5 a.m. Now, Theater on the Lake, I live in Chicago, and the event was in Chicago at Theater on the Lake, which is literally right on Lake Michigan. Now, if you're from anywhere else in the country or the world, you've never been to Chicago, the lake is so big you can't see across it. So it can look, if you just woke up here and didn't know what city you were in, you might think that you were on a coast. Maybe. I'm not sure. I'm not a coast person. I'm a lake person. But anyway, it's far larger than, like, say, a lake in, like, I don't know, Wisconsin or Minnesota, like places with a lot of lakes. I'm not saying our lake is better. I'm just saying it's way bigger. Well, they have Lake Superior. That's bigger. Okay, stay on track, Lynn. The lake was, the reason I bring it up, it was cool because we saw the sunrise come up over the lake. It was just gorgeous. And throughout the day, this event is supposed to be indoors and outdoors, and we had to move the entire event indoors because the weather was so wet, cold, and windy. We couldn't set anything up out there because it would all just either blow away or people wouldn't want to be out there because it was just gross out. And it was gross all day today, too. We had quite a storm. And it was kind of a blessing in disguise because the restaurant and bar industry is struggling with staff right now. That's not what this channel is about, but I'm putting it out there. Like, make sure that you're tipping your waiters and bar staff and everything, because if they're at work working, you got to show them some love. The people that showed up, because they did have enough staff to actually make it, it made a big difference. We had a smaller turnout from the bars that were competing in our Bloody Mary competition. We usually have like 10 or 12. We had 6. And if we had all 10 or 12, there's no way we would have been able to move the outdoor activities indoors. And so it actually worked out that, I don't know. It's kind of like there was some good karma out there that was like, we're going to make it all work for you guys. Oh, I was thankful for that. We made it work. It was a great event. No one even said anything about there being less competitors this year. It was a good vibe. People were safe. Everyone had to show their COVID vaccination card or a negative test. Everybody did. Everyone still wore masks. It was incredible. It was such a good feeling that we were putting on an event that we couldn't run last year, that we've been running, for 7 years before that. And people were able to show up and safely have a good time. It was awesome. So I am so glad. After saying all this, though, as amazing as both Saturday and Sunday were, I am so glad it's over. You know how I was telling you guys about, like, my acne and everything? I swear to God, this morning when I woke up, all my pimples were gone. And as much as I love running events and doing all this stuff, and I do love the preparation and everything, I think that there was some amount of stress that was just trapped in me, and it was coming out on my face, and I wasn't letting it show in other ways and stuff, but I had a self-realization that I need to say no sometimes, and I need to be better about not taking on too much. I want to do everything, and I hate saying no, but I have to listen and realize that sometimes it's just too much. So it's really tough for me to do. Do you guys feel that way too? You guys aren't commenting on the cat thing, so I'm going to say we will not have a cat mascot for the channel. I get it. Maybe we need a puppy, but that's not going to happen either. I'm just clicking around here. So I'm going to, today's kind of going to be on the... Oh, Marcus. Just sent the cat some coffee. I don't know where my little pop-ups went for Buy Me a Coffee. Thank you so much, Marcus. Marcus dug out my link for Buy Me a Coffee. I appreciate that so much. And now that things are wrapped up from the events, I feel like this, weight is lifted. And I know I'm saying like I was going to do less and like trying to ease up and not create stress. But I also just love this channel, this chat that we have every Monday, giving you guys updates, sharing our story, hearing from you, connecting. I am definitely looking forward to spending some time updating my graphics and songs and, doing some new things. I have this ridiculously silly idea in my head that I really want to do. It'll take a lot of time for me to prepare, but I think it's going to be a surprise I'm going to work on for you. I'm not sure how long it'll take, but it's going to be a blast. It's inspired by Marcus, by the way. So I don't know what you guys don't know what that means, but it's okay. But it'll be special when it happens. So I'll be spending some time updating my channel over the next few weeks, just a little bit. I think that there's some things I can be doing a little bit better, like thinking a little bit further in advance about what we're chatting about, and possibly bringing on some people to chat with them about their stories so you can actually hear them. And I'm very excited. I'm feeling great. I feel great just with everything that's going on. So let's hear from you guys. I am like out of breath just from being so excited. I would love to hear, how are you guys feeling? Anything new with you this week? Are you struggling with anything big coming up? Is there anything that I've said today that you can relate to that is resonating with you and you'd like to kind of, tell your story too? I know it's kind of hard to do in the chat, with, small section to write, but would love to hear what's going on with you. In the meantime, while you type away, maybe, we will keep a porch cat because Marcus has already contributed to it, and I'm going to go buy some more cat food for it. Not today, but tomorrow I will. I already gave it a big bowl of food today, and I named it Jasper. Just, I don't know if it's a boy or a girl, but yeah. Oh my gosh, Kim, this is incredible. The team I coach tied the undefeated first place team on Thursday. Sometimes tying the first place team is as good as a win. That's got to feel incredible for your players. Going in team, like the mental part of any team sport. Gosh, that's such an important part of the game, isn't it? The attitude that people have about themselves, their own confidence in their own abilities, how they feel about their teammates, and that chemistry and everything, that makes such a big difference, right? I mean, how do you think the Cubs won the World Series? It was all that chemistry they had. I mean, you saw it all season long. Yeah. So Kim, congratulations. I think that speaks so much to your coaching and mentoring those kids. So congratulations. That's incredible. I'm so happy for you. That's a huge win. That is so cool. Awesome. We got a couple more stories here. A question from Amy saying, will you bring Kitty inside when it gets colder outside? So Bert will probably say a hard no here. No. I will say, we'll see. Here's what I'm thinking, is that the cat might not need to come inside because it is living under our porch, which is right up against our basement, which throughout the entire year, it stays about the same temperature, because it's underground, obviously, and sticks up above ground about, 3 feet. So that wall that it's like up against is, the temperature of our basement. I think that cat might actually be protected from the elements and fairly warm under the porch and dry. So I think that cat might be okay. And I also think it is meant to be an outdoor cat. I think that it has a little clip in its ear, which indicates that it's been spayed or neutered and released back into the community. In Chicago here, we have a cat colony, a few blocks from where we live. There's a few of these throughout the city. And our cat colony is volunteer run, where they feed these cats, but not too much. They live outside. Altogether, there's probably like 30 cats out there, I think. I've never counted. I've seen a lot of them at once, though. If you hit the right time when they're feeding them, you see all these cats on the street. It's like an industrial part of the city. It's really cute. And all these different colored cats come out, they eat. But what they do is they are there on purpose to control the rat population. And there are very few rats in our neighborhood. In the 3 years that we've lived here, I've only seen rats like a handful of times, which is, you can't say that about every part of the city. So I think that our friend Jasper under the porch might feed on, the rodents in the area that are, therefore protecting our our health and our, trash bins and everything like that too. So Kitty might stay where he or she is. Yeah. This might be overkill. On really cold days, you can install a heater under the porch for Jasper. Bert, if you're watching, do you care to comment on this suggestion? So yeah, but I think this cat's gonna be okay. I think it will be. It'll be cared for. But my other thought was, like, if we end up fostering a kid and we're, I don't know if this kid maybe, kind of helps take care of this cat under the porch or takes an interest in it. I don't know. Who knows what could happen maybe. Because it was like, if we're fostering kids, and I was thinking about how cute our two cats are, Alex and Joe. If Alex and Joe get attached to or if the kid gets attached to Alex and or Joe and they want to take it, my heart will break and I'll be like, I'm not going to give you my cat, but do you want the porch cat? Because that one's up for keeps. You can have that one up for grabs. I don't know if that's how it works, but yeah, maybe. I had that fantasy when I couldn't sleep on Saturday after our hosting the bingo. I was supposed to sleep in the car ride home back to Chicago. I couldn't sleep. I had all this adrenaline from being an MC and having all this high energy and all this attention and command of this room and everything. It was this feeling. It was incredible. I kind of want to do it again. I get why performers love performing. It's, it was a performance for both of us and it was an incredible experience. Laura, I see your story here. So my mom had a mini stroke last Saturday and has been recovering slowly. Thank goodness no long-term damage. That's good. But you'll be flying out tomorrow to be with her and accompany her to her doctor's appointment. Oh, Laura, I'm so sorry. That is so hard to deal with. And I don't know the health history of your mom, but I'm assuming this is probably something that was, unexpected and maybe a first time that it happened, and how jarring that can be, kind of a huge interruption and everything that's, seemingly normal. I do think about that sometimes, I think when you get to a certain age in life, depending on, the age difference between you and your parents, where you might have, that fear when you see them calling, especially if they don't call often. You're like, oh God, what happened? What went wrong? It's a scary thought to think that someone so close is something happened to them and going through all the emotions of, what's going to happen and how do I need to be there for them and that whole everything. That's tough. So Laura, I hope everything's okay, and it's so wonderful that you're going to be with her. I'm sure that means the world to her. So I hope everything's okay. You'll be in my thoughts, and so will your mom. Oh, no. She's the healthiest person I know, and it was very unexpected. It was due to a collapsing artery, not high blood pressure or cholesterol. And that's the sneaky thing, right? It's like they can test for cholesterol, they can test for blood pressure, but a collapsing artery, I mean, that's not in those health checks. That is so scary. I'm so sorry. But I'm so glad that it's not going to be long term and that they caught it and she's okay. That's the great thing, right? There's always the silver lining. Like, we have great health systems, and as long as you can utilize those health systems, hopefully you're in really good hands. Yeah. Marcus is suggesting that I could make a new YouTube channel, The Porch Cat. Maybe it should be a combination of Porch Cat and Porch Court. Jake, who is our Porch Court friend, has I think he does his own live streams in a private whiskey group, and we sometimes share like Facebook Live, kind of like we joke around or talk about it or compare notes or whatever. I think they'd be open to doing a Porch Court live stream. It would be really entertaining. It would not be serious at all. It, like, the debates that we have, like, they had Jake had bought mussels and had never bought mussels before. And Molly knew that if you buy mussels, they're alive, you have to open the bag so they can get air. But Jake didn't know that, and he put them in the fridge, and the bag was a plastic solid bag and tied it shut. And the mussels died and they couldn't use them, and Molly was quite disappointed and quite upset with him. And so they asked me and Bert to mediate on, who was in the wrong here. Was it Jake for doing that, or was it the person who gave Jake the mussels that should have told him not to seal the bag, or is Molly being too hard? So we had to, I don't know. It was quite a debate, and I don't know that Jake accepted the results of that. So that's something that we'll have to work on. It's like once a decision is made at Porch Court, you have to stick to it. I think it would be a lot of fun. It'd be a good drinking channel, I think. You know, just kind of like throw back a few drinks with us while we do this. Obviously, if we're trying to get pregnant, we're not going to be drinking. But, you know, if you're watching, it's kind of like a fun thing to do. Or not. You don't even have to. You could just be entertained and not be drinking. I don't know why that entered into it. It's just I think about those are our drinking buddies, so maybe that's why. Jasper can be the judge. That is a great idea. If we can't come to a decision, we'll just be like, well, if Jasper emerges from the porch within an X amount of time, then the decision will be this. And if Jasper doesn't, then it'll be that. I think that's a great idea. Because Jasper doesn't really, I don't think Jasper actually speaks. So it would be really hard for, you know, Jasper to say something. But we could, yeah. We could have Jasper's actions be the determining thing. Yeah. Oh, see? I learned something today. Muscle knowledge. It's kind of like muscle memory, but it's muscle knowledge. Are we doing puns here now? I'm not sure. But I'm glad you learned about muscles today. So if you want to make muscles, yeah, make sure you know they need to breathe. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for sharing your stories with me today, for hanging out. I'm going to wrap things up because Bert's not feeling too hot, and I think I'm going to make some dinner for him. I don't know, closing remarks. I just want to remind you guys, if you've got a story, if you're going through something, talk to somebody about it. You know, they may have a story that they can relate to you that will help you through your experience, and maybe your experience is going to help them through something they're not, you know, they're struggling with. So just be there, be human to each other, love each other. I love you. Thank you so much for joining me today. I will be back next Monday, hopefully with a few new things on the channel because I have a little bit more time. Until then, baby dust to you, and have a great week. All right, rolling the credits, which I need to, oh boy. Oh no, pushing all the wrong buttons here. It all would have been great if I hit the button at the right time. All right, let's try again. All right, guys, have a great week. I'm rolling the credits. See you later. Bye. Oh, not this again. This timing thing is off. I gotta pull my running water out of the mix here. That's so funny. Anyway, have a great week, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Appreciate you so much.